This young 25-year-old trader from Europe called all of his trades live publicly over a span of 14 months, and he has made over 314%. Today, I'm going to take you guys with me and we will document his entire trading session. And right now, this is his trading office. We will document everything. I will look over the corner, try to film every single step that he is taking during his trading session. So pay attention, guys, because it was really not easy to make him accept that, but I believe that this will provide a lot of value to traders like you and me. I will introduce him to you guys really quickly, and then he will show us his pre-trading process.
We are in a trade officially. We are in some deep drawdown, but yeah, let's see.
So guys, this is Kadir, one of the best traders from Europe. I don't know of any other track record than this one. 14 months straight green, more than 300% gain, publicly called every single thing. Do you want to say something to the community, Kadir?
Yeah, today we're gonna show you guys a whole trading session. Right now I'm gonna walk you guys through how I approach the market, so my pre-market analysis, and then if we do take some trades, we'll show you guys the live trades, and then also the post-trading session routine and everything. We'll walk you guys through the whole process.
Thanks a lot, Kadir. I have to thank you again for this opportunity, so thanks a lot, and I hope every single one of you guys make sure that you stick to this video and take some notes.
So welcome guys. Now I'm gonna show you guys how I start on a daily basis. So first we're gonna delete all the drawings right here. Usually what I do is look at the daily time frame. So we see that we have some kind of like a fake out right here on the daily. So we had a huge push and now a big drop. We had a range for a couple days. It was an ugly range, to be honest. You guys look on the 4 hour right here. It was not easy to trade this range, but we even made money in this range, which is really good. And it shows that if you have the right edge, you can make money in every market condition, to be honest. So market right now is very bearish. After FOMC, we've seen this drop. Now we had a pullback and then we're seeing the drop now to the downside. And what I will be looking for is to position myself somewhere within this drop. This is what I would prefer to take the sells, because I know the market is bearish and we have a bearish pressure right here. But the beauty of our strategies, we can play both sides. We don't recommend it, but if the situation is given, you can play both sides. But ideally, we want to take the sells. Why? Because the market is clearly bearish. We are in a bearish trend right here. We had yesterday a big push and that became a fake out as well. And we are breaking structure to the downside and so on and so forth. So let me walk you guys through these indicators. So you guys are seeing PDL, like midnight, daily open. So these are my indicators, which I customize for myself. And I also have the indicator for this right here. You see this red candle. This is the manipulation candle indicator. So these are the only two indicators I use, pretty much the only two indicators that I need for my strategy on a day-to-day basis. So now let's start right away, guys. First of all, what we're gonna do is always start off with the area of interest. So what I like to do is I just put a line there and mark it as 1 hour FEG minus, like that, so I know it is a bearish imbalance. And right here I will mark it as the fill right here. So this one is small, so I can mark it out like this, and that's pretty much it for the bearish area of interest. And from the indicator perspective, we don't have much, like previous weekly low is here, PDL is here, midnight is here. So that's already showing me that it won't be an easy session, because why? I have nothing to work with right here. So I can only look for buys right here, and I'm gonna check if we have an area of interest here for buys. And I'm seeing this fair value gap right here, which is a big one. We are already through that. Let me check the daily. On the daily, we don't have anything there. Let me check on the 1 hour. Yeah, we have this one right here. This is something that, of course, you need experience to do these things, because you have to know which area of interest is attractive for you. Because in this case, the sells, I can only play the sells up here, because I don't have anything from the indicator as well. I don't have a previous weekly low. I don't have a PDL. I don't have a midnight daily open, because the daily opened up here. If you measure this move right here, it's been 560 pips. So we dropped a lot already. For me to get into sells, I need a pullback up in this area at least to then take sells. And that's why I'm saying already that this day might not be an easy day. Although, look, we have a manipulation candle here and market drop. It's not a valid setup for me, because we always need an area of interest. So if we build up a strong setup here, what can that be? For example, we swept now these lows. If we come down, form a range, we have a 5-minute strong manipulation candle, we can take that buy up in this bearish area of interest. But other than that, there is nothing to do other than waiting for market to come back up and give me an entry from up there, because there is no area of interest other than that. It's not the most attractive session. That's even better, because now we can show you guys how to trade a session which most likely will be a little bit harder, because Asia session already moved big. Usually those days are a little bit harder to work with.
And I'm seeing the news lag right here. So how do you approach like news events, fundamental news?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question, because this is something that many traders are doing wrong. For me personally, my highest win rate are on days when I am trading after the news. So on news days, I have a really high win rate, whether it is NFP, FOMC or CPI, but it's usually always after the news. Why? Because I'm waiting for the dust to settle, I'm waiting for everyone pretty much to lose their money. And once everyone is tired, everyone is exhausted, everyone lost their money, then market gives the real move, and that's when I participate and take that trade. I have multiple examples like that. Just last week I had an amazing trade like that, and also this month NFP was really easy. We had an amazing trade, 200 points caught on gold. So yeah, that's about it. And this is my preparation for gold. And now let's go into NAS. But for Nasdaq, I always wait for the New York Stock Exchange open. It's very rare that I will take a trade before that, so there is no need to go over that for now. We just have to wait a little bit, because we have still 1 hour and 50 minutes to go.
Yeah, so we are now like New York time at 8:15 approximately.
This candle right here is now the NY open candle. For the Nasdaq, we have to wait for the 9:30 New York Stock Exchange open, and that's where it gets interesting for me to look for trades on Nasdaq.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so now you are like set, you marked your levels, and what you do now?
I don't do anything. That's the best part about the way I trade. I trade very simple. There is no discretion whatsoever, because right now my only job is to wait. And that's something where many scalpers are doing it wrong, because they are trying to catch every move. Look at this 5-minute, for example, was a big candle, 80 pips right here. Of course, it's great, but this is not my job. My job is to wait for my A+ setups or A setups or B+ setups maximum, and then take those trades. But anything like, let's check this range, for example. We are in a 160 pip range. Let's say 200 pips from here to here. And I can't do anything in this range unless I am getting my confirmation. So as long as I don't get my setup, I will not do anything. And that's also my secret to my win rate, because I have a really high win rate. Even though I'm a scalper, I have a really high win rate, which goes from 60 all the way to 80% win rate. Sometimes less, depends on the market conditions. But this is my key, because I'm always patient and I wait for my A+ setups. And that's also what you can see, like when I call trades, I always call quality trades. I don't take more than 2 trades a day. So most of the times I take 1 to 2 trades a day, and that's about it.
Yeah, really great. So now we're just gonna wait. I mean, that's already like huge value from Kadir actually. It's gonna be an interesting session. In all honesty, I'm really excited. As he said, it doesn't look like an easy session.
No.
But yeah, once he sees a setup, he's ready to execute, etc. I will try to be on the camera and take you guys with us.
So right here, guys, now we are in a very interesting situation. Why? Because we're about to form a setup right here, which I call the bear trap setup, but the setup is not valid yet.
So what are you waiting for?
I was waiting for a closure above this high here on the 5-minute, but we didn't get it. We wicked it, but we didn't get the closure. So for me, this is not a valid trade yet. And in these kind of situations, you have to be very picky, because the trend is heavily bearish. Like if I want to buy the market here from my bullish area of interest, like I really want to take an A+ setup, because I can get stopped out really fast because the market is heavily bearish. So let's see, maybe we avoided a loss, maybe we're gonna miss a winning trade, but it doesn't really matter. Why? Because we only take trades as long as it fits our rules, and if the setup doesn't present itself, we don't take the trade. Simple as that.
So if this candle now, for example, would close above this bearish red candle, is that a setup?
So yeah, that's a good question, because we will have to see how the candle closes, because if it closes right around this area, it will have a really weak body, I would still not take the trade. Because for me, what I want to see with this candle, because we were coming up with momentum, but that didn't happen. So yeah.
What's interesting actually is, look guys, look closely now, because here, as you guys can remember, he said that right here within that zone, he's expecting some kind of a range and then a push to the upside. And it's already happening. He's still not entering a trade.
Yeah.
And why? Because he follows his rules. And that's exactly the point where most traders fool themselves, because they think like, okay, here I analyze this, I mark this out, price could make a move right in here, and then price is making that, but it doesn't fit their entry criteria and they don't exit, or they start second guessing themselves, right?
Exactly. And that's why I always say, like, you have to have like a clear set rules, you know. If you can't explain your strategy or your trading setup, your entry model in a few simple sentences, then most likely that trading setup is not profitable to begin with, because it has to be simple, so there is no discretion. Right here, the reason why I didn't take the trade, because I didn't have the closure, and most likely this will be a loss. And this is how you avoid losses, and this is how you can really increase your win rate and just look for the A plus high quality setups. Because as Hamza said, this is exactly what I was expecting. We come down, form a range, push up, build up the structure to then go up maybe, you know. And we literally did that, but I still did not execute the trade because I don't marry my ideas. Just because I have this idea doesn't mean that the market has to do that. And this is something that many traders are struggling with, because they are letting their ego take over when they are trading. You should never do that, like, because the market is always gonna do what it's gonna do, and you can't do anything about it. You can't change it. You can only react to the market, you know. You should never predict. Of course, you should prepare yourself, but you should never try to predict, because once you get in that hole of predictions, you will start to take many unnecessary trades. For example, like this, I was projecting this, right? This exact move, I told you guys, this is what I was expecting, but it happened. I still didn't take a trade. If I would have been in that trade right now, it would be in deep drawdown, pretty much about to take the loss on the chin, but I was able to avoid it. Why? Because I am not trading my ego or my emotions. I'm trading my plan. My plan says A, B, C, and D. I'm gonna do that, and I'm not gonna deviate from my strategy. Of course, we're human and we can make mistakes, but that's why you have to make your plan as simple as possible, so it's as easy as possible to follow that strategy.
Yeah, I think that's a really great value that our viewers will get from this right now, because I mean, you waited basically like more than an hour and you didn't take any positions. We were actually like on the balcony and just chilling, didn't do anything.
Exactly. And right now this trade officially would have been a loss, so we just avoided us a loss. And this is something that I do on a daily basis, to be honest. I avoid many losses like that, and this is how I keep the win rate up. And if you guys look at it, let me pull up the Discord right here. I told the guys in the Discord, I told them waiting for the M15 closure on gold, no trade yet. Why? Because of the reason I explained you guys, because we didn't get the closure. If you check the 15 minute, we didn't get the closure above the wick.
That was this 5 minutes
exactly.
wick, right?
And that was this 5-minute candle. We didn't get the closure, so therefore there is no trade. And yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. Now I'm gonna go over to Nasdaq. We're gonna analyze and see, because that's the beauty of trading two assets. If one asset is not giving you good market conditions or good probabilities to take a trade, you can just take it on the second asset that you have. Let's see how the market looks. Let's get into it right away. So right here we are on Nasdaq, and let's get into it right away. We're gonna hop on the 1 hour first. 4 hours big like that. So we are pretty much just before all-time highs. Like, futures chart is a little bit lagging behind. We are a little bit further down on the futures chart, but on the CFD charts we're a couple hundred points away, and on the futures chart we are away around 500 points or so away from all-time highs.
We are hoping, by the way, to hit all-time highs, because I have like really good two swings on NAS 100. And maybe once you see this video, I'll just share a screenshot with you guys. But yeah, let's continue. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no worries. That's great. Hopefully we go to all-time highs. I don't have a swing trade on. I'm not a swing trader. So let's get into the intraday price action. So for days, we were expecting bullish movement on NQ, and I've been buying NQ ever since we had that drop, and then we had Trump speaking, and we had all those crazy moves like 1,000 points in like one minute candle. So ever since we hit that 17K, I've been buying NQ, So nothing changed right here. I will look for buys, and there is no situation for me to look for sells. I will only look for buys. Reason being is we are heavily bullish. We're just before the all-time highs. Any pullback we can get and any setup that we form from those areas, I will take buys. So right here we have the Asian low. Ideally, what I would like to see, I mean, right here, buys are already valid because we are in a 1 hour fair value gap and we are forming a really nice range. We have a 50-minute manipulation candle, and then we have a bearish one, we have a bullish one again. So we already have a bear trap in the making. But if that doesn't happen, market comes down to the midnight previous weekly high or the Asia low right here, then I can still take a buy. So I have pretty much 3 areas where I will be looking for buys and nothing else. So I'm not looking for shorts. I'm only looking for longs because the market is super bullish, and I know that I can take easy buys, but the sells might struggle. Yeah, very simple forward to summarize for you guys really quick. I will look for buys in this area here if we sweep the lows at the midnight previous weekly high, and ideally here Asian low as well, because right here we also have a 1 hour value gap. I'm not gonna mark this big zone because it's a really big zone, but it's pretty much straightforward. Anything I get in this area, a 5-minute manipulation candle, 15-minute one, it doesn't matter. Like, I will take that trade, most likely target these London highs, or we can go more than that, and if we get an expansion move for the day. So guys, right here, interesting situation now on NQ. We were about to have a manipulation candle here on the 15. First we had it on the 5, but then didn't give the closure. Was about to, but then rejected. Then we had it on the 15, but we didn't get the closure above the high. So as you guys can see, it's not a red candle, so it's not a manipulation candle. That's why I didn't take this trade. I also, if you guys look at it, alerted the guys that I was waiting for setup and I was about to take that trade, but the closure was not there, so the trade was not taken, even though we were in the 1 hour area of interest. If the rules are not met, we're not gonna take the trade. And as I told you guys in the beginning, this session may not be like an easy session. I was expecting that already, also for gold, but it's part of the game. We can look on gold right here now. It just kept on dropping. Look, we had the 15-minute manipulation candle from this area. I told you guys the buy was not valid, so that became a loss. We avoided that, and the sells played out. Here on the 50-minute we had a manipulation candle, but there is no area of interest, so we cannot take that trade. Even though from experience I know that the sell will play out, I didn't take it. I didn't call it also because there is no area of interest, and yeah, that's part of the game. You know, you have to be disciplined enough to it's not really missing out on that trade because it's not one of your setups, but you have to be okay with seeing that move and not taking a trade, because if you guys look at that, it was a nice move, 140 pips in like 10-15 minutes, but that's part of the game. That's why I told you guys already, like from the very beginning, Asia moved a lot. The bearish area of interest are far away. The probability of taking a trade is very low because the trend is so heavily bearish. It's almost impossible to take a buy, like a clean buy, because the market is not giving it. But let's see, maybe we can take a trade on NQ. If not, that's also fine. Like if this will be a no trading day, then it's a no trading day. Maybe we'll show you guys tomorrow. I do have no trading days. Yesterday I didn't take a trade. Today maybe will also be a no trading day, and that's part of the game. You have to be fine with that. Even if you are a scalper, you have to wait for your A+ setups. Yeah.
So it's pretty much like a very realistic session actually. We're not cherry picking any day. I had the time to come to his office and film today, so we basically chose this day. If he takes a loss, if he takes a win, if he doesn't take any trades, it's completely fine. We will try to get the most amount of value from this guy.
Exactly. We are transparent with that, guys. I'm transparent with my losses and my wins. I don't care about that because it's all called publicly anyways. I can't fake my results because if I take a trade, all the guys in my Discord, they take it with me. And I've been doing this now for 14 months straight and I didn't have a single negative month. And this is not easy, but it is possible if you have the right system, if you have a profitable edge, and if you stick to it on a daily basis.
So what are you doing now, Kadir?
I'm just taking a break now. It's like a little chart break right now for me. We'll have news in like 10 minutes. minutes, Jerome Powell is gonna speak. Just gonna wait. Like I said, the main move that I'm expecting, whether it is on NAS or on gold, I'm expecting it now after 10 a.m. And yeah, didn't take a single trade yet. I will just wait now, and after, let's say like after the first 5-minute candle, I'll be looking for trades if we are in our areas, and if a setup presents itself, I will take that trade. Like I told you guys, usually I have a really high win rate on news days. Doesn't mean that I will take a trade though. I mean, if there is no trade, there is no trade, but if there is a trade, we'll take that and we'll show you guys everything, win or loss, everything will be documented for you guys. But now let me take my break because I have
All good,
a little bit. Yes. So right here, guys, now we are in a trade officially. We have the bear trap now here. We had this 5-minute manipulation candle almost and closed above. It took some time, around like 30 minutes after Powell was speaking, we took this trade now. Let's see, we are in some deep drawdown. Stop loss is pretty small, so I don't have much risk on this trade because it's just an 18-point stop loss, which is very, very small considering that mostly my average stop loss is like 50 points. But yeah, let's see. I'm holding this trade now. I'm targeting a minimum of 1 to 2. That will be around this area right here, this level. And let's see what happens. I also called this trade out here in the group, so everything is transparent, everything is live documented. If it's a loss, it's a loss. If it's a win, it's a win. Doesn't really matter. It's according to the plan. So I took that trade, and yeah, let's see what happens. We'll update you guys. Just holding the trade now at this point. So yeah, and right now position is running. We went pretty deep to the stop loss. That's what I always say. As long as your stop loss is not hit, that trade is valid, because there is a reason why you put your stop loss there, because that trade is valid until that stop loss gets hit. Let's see. We are approaching the TP1. If you're not familiar with the way I trade TP1, I usually put my stop loss minimum at break even. Usually don't take partials at 1 hour, but I put my stop loss at break even. Depending on market conditions, I do take partials, but that's another topic. But usually the minimum is 2 hour. So let's see. I also have to check because I will send the TP1, the TPs to the group. So right now, right here, guys, I just made a small correction in the Discord because I gave TP for the futures price, but we are right here at the CFD chart. So this is like the TP1. We're just gonna wait until that hits, then we're gonna put the stop loss at break even. From there on, right, that trade.
Guys, just a note from me, it was like in really deep drawdown, and he was like, hey, now record this because I want this on the camera. How far in drawdown this was. I mean, it was almost going to hit the stop loss. I mean, this amount of confidence, I didn't really see any trader. I mean, huge props to Kadir. I don't know if this trade is going to be a winner or a loser. It doesn't matter. But just the confidence in how he trusts his strategy that much that he wanted me to put on the camera and record this while it was like 90% or 80% in drawdown. So that's really amazing. I have to give you the props, bro. Really great stuff.
Funny thing was that the moment I entered the trade, it went into immediate drawdown. But as I told you guys, we are transparent. Even if it's a losing trade, I will also show that. You know, I don't care because it's my strategy at the end of the day. It's my statistics, because I know that there will always be losses. You know, losses will always be there, and it's just part of the game. And if you think that you will never lose, then trading is not for you. You know, if you can't handle the losses.
That's true.
So now, guys, pay attention to this, because this is some interesting knowledge that you will not hear anywhere else, I would believe. Because now you have the last 1 minute from the 5-minute candle. So if you look at the 1-minute candles, we were just dropping. We had a push, and now this last minute of the 5-minute will tell us the story, you know, if you're gonna keep on pushing to the upside bullish, or if you come back lower. And as you guys can see right now, we are coming lower and broke the lows right here. Let's see, we were edging around TP1. It did hit, but yeah, the 2R is still there, still in that trade. Gonna let it play out. So guys, interesting stuff. Position got stopped out at break even. Like I said, at the 1 hour we set the stop at break even, but it got stopped out. Now what I'm waiting for is this setup right here. If we close above, I'm gonna get in for a re-entry. Just waiting for that closure. 1 minute to go, and I'm gonna target a 1 to 2 again, which will be above the daily high at that point. Good thing that we managed to risk and put the stop at break even, because it would have been stop loss, because we got barely wicked out there. Let's see what happens. 40 seconds to go, and if I take that trade, I'll let you guys know as well. So right here, guys, got into buys, had the closure above this area. We have the bear trap setup. This is what I call a bear trap setup. Pretty much the same setup that we had right here on the 5-minute, targeting a 1 to 2, a little bit higher than the daily high. So I'm expecting pretty much an expansion move, a little bit more than like 15 points, nothing crazy. We have very low volume today. That's why the stop losses are this small. Like this one is also very small. It's like a 28-point stop loss. Let's see what happens. Also alerted the guys in the Discord, took the same trade with them as well. So right here now we have the second trade. As you guys already know, I entered after this closure right here, and the TP1 is hit. So this trade is at break even again, and now we're gonna see if we will close the day at break even or in profits. And yeah, let's see. So yeah, we are about to break the highs here. This is the current daily high. This is the high of London high. I'm expecting that once we break that we will get an extension right here, and that's where I will take my profits. So one additional confluence that we have is, this is ES, so the S&P 500, and we are much lower on this asset than on NAS, and they do correlate. The fact that NAS is even higher than S&P 500 makes it much better for me, because once we take out the high right here, the current daily high on ES, most likely we'll have the extension move on NAS already, because right now, as you guys can see, we are about to break the high, but ES still has a lot of room. And this is something that I can give you guys as an advice. You know, check the different assets, always be aware of what the market is doing in general. You know, don't be stuck into that one asset. So look, right here we are sweeping the high, and ES is around this area, so most likely we'll get that expansion, and that makes the idea of my TP getting hit much higher.
Nice, really great stuff, brother. Really great trade also. I mean, look, like most of the time once people get stopped out at break even or the initial stop gets hit, what most of the people do, they switch their bias immediately, you know, like try to go in the opposite direction. But as you can see, you took the buy again and it's playing out again. Great
exactly
stuff.
And that's the thing, you know, like look, this candle could have, the next candle could have just plummeted lower, but I got out at break even. Then I waited that the market confirms me that we will still go higher, you know, and this was just liquidity grab, a retest. That's why I took it still, because look, the market is not the best market, to be honest. The market conditions are really not great, but if you have the experience, if you know what you're doing, the market conditions do not matter, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, it's all about discipline. Do you wait for your setup or not, you know? And if my setup presents itself, I don't care. There is no discretion for me. I just take that trade, simple as that, you know? Look at that, like the move to the upside is not the cleanest, you know? You're not getting that momentum move, even though it's such a volatile asset. But as part of the game, you know, I can't make the market move. The only thing that we as traders can do is enter that trade and manage our risk and let the trade do its thing, you know? Put the stop, put the take profit, and that's it. If you trade your stop, that's something additional. Other than that, you can't do anything. That's how your trading should be. It should be as boring as possible, so there is no discretion. You just keep on doing the same thing over and over again. So right here, guys, we're approaching the target. I'm seeing some serious bullish momentum. Why? Because we have a 15-minute bear trap at the London high. From my experience, this tells me that we have some serious bullish momentum. Depending on that, I will trade my stop loss. Once we break this high, I will start to trade my stop loss below the 5-minute candles, so on and so forth, and try to extend my target, and maybe we can aim for more than that as we are approaching the all-time highs. This is just a way to squeeze out more profits, but with a system, not with only hope, because we're gonna manage our risk regardless.
Yeah, so basically what I'm understanding is, so on the 15-minute, you actually have now another setup. So you don't enter another setup, you just try to squeeze out more from the initial position, right?
Exactly, that's a very good analysis that you have right there, because right here, normally this would be another setup. It is not an A+ setup. I would say it's a B to B+ setup, but for me, there is no reason to get into this trade now, because I am already in a trade. I took a trade prior, was a break even, and now this is my second trade. My maximum for the day is 2 trades. So instead of entering another trade right here, because I'm already in this position, I will just trade my stop. So the moment this 5-minute closes above the previous 5-minute, I will trade my stop below this 5-minute. But for now, my stop loss is here. The TP, like the 2R, almost hit pretty much, just like a 2 pips shy. And yeah, this is just a way for me to squeeze out more profits, because I'm seeing that the market market is giving me the opportunity to do that. So I will do it and I will take advantage of that, because for now the whole day was very, very slow. Let's measure this in points. This is what NY session did for now. This is 135 points, and this is pretty much nothing for NQ. So I know that if there will be a bigger move, I can look to squeeze out more profits. Simple as that. So here we are, guys. Trade stop got hit. Funny enough, there was no such big difference, to be honest. Still resulted in around like a 2R, but you can never know, you know, like we had this momentum candle right here. If I put it to the side, we had this momentum candle, and usually if the market would have been like, if there would have been volume, we would have seen a big push, and that's why I held the trade. But the trade stop got hit. I'm out of that trade, done for the day. To be honest, I'm happy that I'm done, because I have around 5 hours now of chart time, and this is way out of like my time, to be honest, because normally I'm on the charts like maximum like 2 hours. I'm done in 2 hours. So yeah,
I had to use some of these eye drops and caffeine.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, everything for the community.
So guys, I'm done for the day. It's been a long day. Hamza is gonna say something, and yeah, hope you guys liked it. I'll see you guys. I'm gonna take a break.
So guys, you have just witnessed a complete trading session of one of the best traders in Europe, and I have broken down every single step of his trading strategy into a complete free course. And if you want to watch that course, just click this right here. It will take you right there as well. Make sure you check the link in the description for our free strategy documents and beginner guides, so you can get started today.